Alright, we got our bolt here. We're going to work on making these greaseable pins. So I ordered these off Amazon, and I can get a link for you for them. So first thing we're going to do is mark a center. So we're just going to go from one edge straight across to the other edge, and then we're just going to do that on another side. That'll get us pretty close. So from there, we're just gonna set our center punch. So now we got that. We're probably gonna, this bolt is only going to be in there, to here. So we need to make sure we get drilled into it from there. So now we have that center marked. What we can do is set this thing in here, clamp it down, and I'll get my grinder and we'll grind just a little flat spot on probably 2 or 3 sides. So, and then we'll drill in. So I'll get that stuff set up and we'll do that. Probably should measure it. So 4 3/4, which is 2 3/8, I think. Yep. That'll be our area there. We'll kind of get a little bit of a flat spot there, and so, like I said, I didn't really take much off. You probably could do this without even doing that. If you got a good way to hold it. So that's started. What I'm gonna do is thread this nut on. Tighten it up a little bit more. If I thread that nut all the way on, I can just grab it in both jaws. God dang it. Oh, should work. But I need to drill it in a different spot. Okay, so I'm gonna just knock another spot right here. And we'll get a drill bit and drill this in. I'm going with a 1/8 inch drill bit. Should be plenty big for this. We're just going to go slow. Get some sort of oil to add to it. I can't find what I'm wanting, so a little bit of PB. always work. We're making some progress. Slow and steady. Okay, we are through. So really pretty good. I mean, I don't really have a good way to measure the straightness of that, but I mean, the whole point of this is so you can do this at home. Little money and a little amount of tools. I mean, you could easily just use a little sandpaper and do this, which I have the air off. But. And this is just where the grease is coming out. I mean, so obviously the top here, this is where the grease is going to be going in. So now the big thing is we have to get this hole drilled out, a smaller diameter first, and run that all the way down into this, try to hit these holes. So this is the part that will be, it won't be as easy, but I'm fairly confident that we can do it. So I'm gonna run down with this is a 3/16, so a little bit bigger, which is fine. And, you know, the real key is going to be take your time. So these little bits, they can break when you're putting a little too much pressure on them, or you get too much heat in them, or all the above. You get a little more, too much of an angle on them. Not really very centered. I guess my giant fat Sharpie didn't do quite the job I'd liked it to do. I really need right here. Getting deeper. Definitely a process. If you had a drill press, I feel like this would be super easy. I don't have a drill press. I have a drill. So far, I mean, I feel like what I'm learning is don't be greedy. Take your time. That way you don't have to buy 6 drill bits to do this. And at that point, you might as well just bought a freaking greaseable pin. Definitely helps the further down you get. You put a little more pressure on it. Not a lot, because you don't want to flatten the end of your bit. But I can put a little more pressure on it. I'm not too worried about getting off being straight down. bit's definitely getting a little bit duller, but this isn't a very expensive bit to begin with. So, like a whole freaking index for 25 bucks. So I think the next one I do, I'll probably maybe pick up like a more of a high quality bit, but this thing's working. Okay, my bit is all the way down and I'm not there. Which means I'm off center a bit. Or the measuring point I'm going off of is a little bit off. We'll squirt a little more juice down in there, and then I pulled this bit out as far as it could go, so hopefully I can get down in there. Oh yeah. Yep, I think I got it. Had a little bit of PB Blaster oozing out of this thing, so we'll run this in there. Oh yeah. Woohoo! Not gonna lie, I think I just caught the edge of the hole. But the grease isn't gonna care. That's what I mean. If you had a drill press where you know you're drilling straight, we might just run these in a few times each way and oh yeah. Yep, you can see where it comes down in there, so that is perfect. Okay. Alright, just for proof, here's your hole. See through that. I'm gonna shine a light down in there so you see the light. See it through there. So real time in this, it's been 42 minutes from the start of this process till now. I have to drill and tap the top for the grease cert, and then that's done. I mean, an hour's worth of work to save you, I don't know, probably like $40 to $50. So do with it what you want. I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, 2 drill bits so far, and then I'll show you my tap and everything, and then we'll go from there. But pretty simple. I mean, a vise, a couple bits, but you know, just a vise, a couple drill bits, and I saw one guy, he did this whole process, but he drilled out the whole top of this hole so that way his grease zerk set inside here. Now, I can see how maybe you'd want that, but these are just going to stay on these buckets. I mean, and what's the worst? You knock a little grease zerk off, you just thread a new one in. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to try to drill a 3/4 inch hole in this just so I have so I can set my grease zerk down in there. This is supposed to save money, and if I want one of those, I can just buy one of those. So I'll get the bits and the grease zerks, and we'll go from there. Alright, so this is a 1/4 28 tap. Now this is a cheap tap set, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping I could use my drill taps all in one, but they're a 1/4 20, so that wouldn't have worked. So we'll see how this goes. It's working. Also, I never proclaimed to be a master tapper. So if there's any quarrels with how I'm doing this, can keep them to yourself. This also is like probably like a 100-piece tap and die set for like $35. So pretty much super crappy. Okay, really, that should be enough. God dang. So, we'll see if we can thread that insert in. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, obviously I don't want to do it too tight or else I'll probably strip this freaking thing out. Alright, it's done. And I'll give you the total time. Total time is 1 hour and 9 minutes. So 1 hour and 9 minutes gives you this. First time doing it, no prep, didn't have anything ready, no tools, no nothing. All I had was the bolt and the camera set up. So we'll get some, I'll get my grease gun and I'll show you that it works. But an hour. So I think with a higher quality even tap and drill bits and stuff, you could probably do this in about 30 minutes easily. If you had a drill press, probably in about 15. But the original tap I wanted to use is a drill tap, and if I can find a greaser that's a 1/4 thread, I would just do that, because then I could just run that thing down, drill it, and tap it. Alright. You can see the hole there. Got the old Hobo Freight grease gun here. I don't really want to make a mess. Oh, just like that. Shot a little more out on my side here. Just like that. Shot a little bit out that side, but decent amount out this side, so that way you can buy these pins, do this work to them, and now all your buckets could have a greaseable insert. That way it doesn't wear out your quick coupler as much or anything like that. So that's all I got today, and I'm gonna probably order some more of these and maybe a better drill bit and stuff, and I'm gonna put probably need to make about 7 more of them, I think, but that way every bucket has them and they're done. So that's what I got for today. If there's any more suggestions or anything for other videos, let me know. I've got some other stuff coming up that I want to work on, but I think a lot of people will find this useful. I watched one other video of a guy that did the greaseable pins, and he kind of made it seem like it was just a total pain in the butt and it wouldn't be worth it. But I mean, for me, it's worth it. I mean, who doesn't have an hour of time they could just walk out in their garage and do something like this? I mean, Now, if you need them tomorrow, order them. But if you don't, make them. So that's what I got for today. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.